Good evening, everybody, and welcome at Zolder for the consolation race of the Belgian F4 Championship. Last week we had a full race evening. Unfortunately, the consolation race got cancelled because of some technical issues. But today we are running the consolation race for some drivers that didn't make it into the feature race, which was won by Vince Peters. He was also the overall winner, and currently we are in the qualification session, and that is going to be ending within like 3 minutes, and then we have a nice race of 30 minutes. At the moment we have 12 cars on track, and it's not a big grid, but I'm quite sure it's going to be an interesting race. We have a few pro drivers also attending this race, and then most of the drivers are in the AM class, so it's a great opportunity for them to pick up some experience, because experience makes you faster in the long run. We have a few people that are new to sim racing, new to iRacing, so I think this is a great opportunity to do some laps and get used to all the things concerning sim racing. All drivers have about 3 laps to go, although I think most of them have already finished their laps. They have 3 laps to set the time, and at the moment we see Lorenz de Vlieger on pole, followed closely by Alex Bias. Those are 2 pro drivers, and in third place we have the first AM, and that is Kenny Liebert of KGL Racing. But we still have 2 cars on track, so let's have a look at the cars that should be on track. One of them is Marceau Guigny of the SimPower. Trying to shorten the lap as much as possible. This is probably his final lap. And he goes 5th in qualifying at the moment. And then we have Maxime Musin, who's also trying to improve his lap time. He has about 1 minute to complete this lap, and then we are done with the qualifying session. Maxime hasn't set a time yet, so this lap will count. It is the most important lap for him at the moment. Into the final chicane. And then a short sprint to the finish line. But no time is appearing. This could mean this was his out lap still, but then I'm afraid he will not have enough time to complete the lap. Although I think in this session, no. End of the session, so we can head over to the grid. And then we can see Lorenz de Vlieger taking pole before Alex Bias of also the same team, by the way, Eagle Speed Academy. Then we see Kenny Liebert of KGL Sim Racing, also his teammate behind him, Julien Agnesis, also for KGL Sim Racing. Marceau Guigny, the SimPower, in 5th place, and then 6th we have Nicolas Cordisco of Origa Racing, followed by Van der Smisse Stefan from Smith Racing. Then we have one of the 2 ladies on track. That's Shana Classes in 8th position, driving for Dynamic Simulators. In 9th place we have Fabio Cumbo, who is a privateer. And then we have Colin Christian in P10. And then we should head over to the grid and get ready for the race. In P11 we have Maxime Musin, and lights are coming up. And away we go. Good start by one of the KGL cars. Is that Kenny Liebert going for P2? Also Lorenz Vlieger. Nice start going into the first corner in first place. Alex Bayens fighting back for his position as well. Back in second place, yes. But Kenny Liebert is holding on to the third spot. And then Marceau Guigny also took one place, running in fourth position at the moment. So already a lot of battles going on. First time for the first chicane. An attack by Guigny. Yes, he passes Kenny Liebert. So we have 3 pro drivers on top at the moment. Lorenz Vliegers leading the race, followed by Alex Bayes and Marceau Guigny. And then we have the first of the AMs, and that is Kenny Liebert, followed by his teammate Julien Agneses. Both drivers of KGL Sim Racing. Next we have Nicolas Cordisco, Origa Racing. Oh, and an attack for second place by Marceau Guigny, passing Alex Bayes. And all this fighting gives Lorenz Vlieger the opportunity to pull away. So currently already a gap of more than a second. As we were going through the order, so in 7th place we have Fabio Cumbo, followed by Stefan van der Smussen and Colin Christian. Then we have Shana Classes of Dynamics Simulators and Maxime Musin. And then unfortunately Navarro de Boever didn't take the start for some reason, maybe some technical issues. But at the front it is Lorenz Vlieger who is leading. But chances are he is going to feel the pressure of Marceau Guigny. Although his lap time was a bit faster. But that's probably because Guigny had to overtake a few people. So he has got clear air now at the moment. As we see Kenny Liebert closing in on Alex Bayes and going for a move on the inside. That's going to be close. Alex Bayes not giving in, but now compromising his exit. And that could even mean that also Julien Agneses is joining the party. He's on the outside for turn 1. Liebert goes on the inside. Takes the position, defending now. Oh, that's so close. But nice racing, although Bayes is losing another place. Agneses with a nice run, and now close behind his teammate. So we have a battle of about 6 cars. Bayes going for a move as well. Oh, it seems Navarro had a surgery, and that's why he couldn't attend the race. Too much pain, so get well soon, Navarro. And then we have some issues for Fabio Cumbo, it seems. What happened here? Oh, a spin, loses the back end of the car, and then he holds the brakes, which is the best thing to do, but oncoming traffic wasn't able to get away or to avoid him, so unfortunately there was some contact. And that means that Shana could take a few places because of the incident that just happened in front. It's still Lorenz Vlieger. Lost a little bit of time now this time around to Guigny. Then we have both KGL cars and Alex Bias in P5. And you can see the green color on the wing. So the number with the green color, that means that you are in AM class. And the pro drivers are running with a blue background on the number plate, as you can see. So that's a way to recognize those classes as well. And some issues for Maxime Musin. He was close to Van der Smussen, and then, oh no, yeah, that was another car, another duo that was coming on, and it looked like, was it Christian that was a little bit spooked maybe by the yellow flags probably? Yeah, it was. And now Fabio Cumbo is also fighting back, and somebody is losing the back again. I'm afraid it was Maxime. So feeling the pressure. Back live with Lorenz de Vlieger, who is now pulling away a little bit more from the car in second position at the wheel of Marceau Guigny from the SimPower. Next we have Julien Agneses in P3, followed by Kenny Liebert. And not so far away, Alex Bias in P5. Also an issue for Shana. What happened here? Also the back. Oh, just a slight tap to the wall. Maybe oof. That was not the safest of rejoins. Try to spin the car around to get it pointing in the right direction, but oncoming traffic had to be very careful there. Oh, and the car in P3, Julien Agnes also having some issues going off, not hitting anything, but losing a lot of positions. I think about 3 positions. He did the right thing. He waited for the cars to pass to come back on track, so that's nicely done by him. So everybody is definitely struggling and feeling the pressure. So we now have another KGL car in the top 3. This time it's Kenny Liebert, and then still closely followed by Alex Bias. Up to P5, Nicolas Cordisco. And then we have Julien Agneses recovering from his spin. Stefan van der Smussen also fighting back, lost a few positions before. And same goes for Fabio Cumbo. And also Colin Christian. Bias now getting closer to Liebert again. Only half a second between the... No, less than half a second. Bias making himself big in the mirrors of Liebert. Again, letting know he is there, ready to take the position. This could be an attack. Very close now. Into the Bianchi on the inside, but this could compromise his exit speed a little bit. Yeah. But definitely putting pressure on Liebert at the moment. Hard on the curbs. Probably a little bit too far away to put an attack now on the in the Boulderbergbocht. That's why the exit of the chicane is so important, because it will determine your end speed just before this corner, which has some possibilities for overtaking. Looks like Colin Christian had an issue again. Spin probably, yeah, hit the curb. Nicely held though, yeah, keeps it out of the wall, turns the car in a nice donut, so well done. 10 points for style. Back to the battle between Bias and Liebert. But also in front, the gap is getting closer. It's now less than a second between De Vlieger and Guigny. So two battles on two fronts, one for P1 and P2, and then P3 and P4. So a lot of battles going on for the podium. Bias again close. Not close enough to overtake Liebert at the moment. And the gap between those two front runners is getting closer. Or smaller, I should say. Bias really close again. Liebert already defending. And also here, this is very close now. Guigny underneath the wing of Laurens de Vlieger. As we just passed the halfway point of the race, 15 minutes done, 15 minutes to go. And a fierce battle going on for P1 and P2. also fighting for P3 and P4. And then we have a nice battle also here between Cordisco and Julien Agnes is now fighting for P6 and P5. Again, Guinea very close into the Bianchi. This could become an opportunity for Guinea. Back to this. Oh, that was a little bit of contact, I'm afraid. And now that's a very difficult spot to recover from. Agnes is going by us at the moment. Let's have a quick look at what happened. So they are on the back straight, Bias in the slipstream of Liebert. Liebert defending. And then I think Bias just got a little bit too close. And because Liebert was leaving a lot of space on the outside, he had to brake earlier and a bit harder than expected probably to make the chicane. And that Bias wasn't expecting that, I'm afraid. Another spin, and I think that was because Bias went into pit lane and maybe Cordisco was looking at that car and then forgot he had to turn left and then had too much speed going into the chicane. That's a mistake we all have made. I'm quite sure we did. So Stefan van der Smisse making up places, running in P5 at the moment. Oh, and we have a new leader. I was just checking all the data to see what was the closest battle, and then it was very close between Guinea and the Vlieger. Trying to find a moment where the overtake happened, but it's now, yeah, here we go. Let's have a look at the overtake. It's before the Bianchi. He has the inside. And although the Vlieger is very close, but just not close enough to attack again or to counter the overtake by Guinea. Guinea now pulling away. So let's go through the order as we have about 10 minutes to go. Leading the race at the moment, Marceau Guigny, followed by Lorenz de Vlieger. In P3 we have Kenny Liebert. Julien Agnes is in P4. Stefan van der Smisse, P5. Nicolas Cordisco P6. I do hope I pronounce his name correctly. If not, then he just has to let me know. Fabio Kumbo in P7, followed by Colin Christian. And then Alex Bias drop back. But now looking to pass. Yeah. Christian opening the door. They are in different classes, so points will be divided per class. So he doesn't really have to fight now. Maybe it's better just to pick up the slipstream and follow the pro driver. So Colin running in P9 at the moment, followed by Shana Classes in P10. And then we have Maxime Musa still out on track. Had some issues, but if you keep running, you will get points. So you have to keep pushing all the time. Back in front. Marcel Guigny still leading. De Vlieger got a little bit closer. About half a second between those two. With about 8 minutes to go, that's going to be, I think 5, 6 laps maybe, something like that. No, that's very a very bad calculation. Luckily, I don't need to calculate the fuel, otherwise it would be a disaster. So, no, 8 minutes. That's going to be, yes, could still be like 5 laps, I think. De Vlieger, very close again. Just at the fastest lap as well. Maybe with a good exit now. Guigny defending a little bit, going into the Bianchi. Yeah, staying on the left side as long as possible before crossing the track again and trying to use as much space as possible to turn in. So he knows De Vlieger is there. Oh, very close, under braking by De Vlieger. It can be tempting to get very close in that braking zone, but the exit of the chicane is much more important. But a nice battle, that's for sure. Yeah, and De Vlieger can use the slipstream to his advantage as well to set the fastest lap time of the race. It's now 1:29.33. And I'm quite sure Marceau and Lawrence are having a lot of fun at the moment. Unfortunately, another issue for Colin Christian. Let's see what happened. Oh, he didn't crash, but he had to come into pit lane, and that's probably for a drive-through. Because once you pick up 10 incident points, and that can be off tracks or spins, all those things can create incident points. And when you reach 10 incident points, you will get a drive-through. And if you ever would reach 20 incident points, then it's even a disqualification. So it's very important to race hard, to race fair and clean, because if you pick up too many incident points, a penalty will follow. But if you have a very clean race without incident points, you can also score an extra point. So that's also possible. It's difficult for sure, but it is possible. But then you have to color between the lines during the whole race. De Vlieger back close to Guigny. And they are getting closer to some back markers, and that is Colin Christian and Shana Classes. So they will receive a blue flag probably very shortly. You almost couldn't tell it were two cars. Laurens Vlieger tucked in behind Guigny. They are getting closer to Shana Claessens, who's in P9. And it looks as if we have a white flag. Oh, this could be an attack. Oh, Guigny defending very hard now, but losing momentum. Very close, but it's on the outside now. Oh, that's unfortunate. He tried to give space, as it was looking like that, at least from this point of view. But did stay behind Guigny. So the final corner. a sprint to the finish line, and it is Marceau Guigny who wins the race before Lorenz de Vlieger. And next up will be Kenny Liebert. And then in P4 it is teammate Julien Agneses. P5 Stefan van der Smissen. Solid race by Stefan. And then we have Nicolas Cordisco in P6. Fabio Kumbo, P7. Next up, Alex Bias coming out of the final corner and taking P8. And now also the final stretch for Shana classes coming out of Bolderbergbocht into the Jocherind, and then the final chicane. So that's P9. And that means we have all the cars at the finish line except for Navarro de Boever, who couldn't take the start, unfortunately. So again, get well soon, Navarro. Hope to see you next race. And if iRacing is showing the results, we can have a look at those as well. They should be available by now. Yes. So in P1 we saw winning the race Marceau Guigny, followed by Lorenz de Vlieger P2. The final podium place for Kenny Liebert, followed by Julien Agneses in P4, Stefan van der Smissen P5, Nicolas Cordisco P6, Fabio Kumbo P7, Alex Bias in P8, Shana Classes in P9, Maxime Musin, P10, 11th place for Colin Christian. Or Christian, it's probably with a French touch, so, or a French speaking touch. And if not, just let me know so we can adjust our pronunciation next time. Just looking if somebody is appearing in the interview room, so we're just gonna wait a little bit more. Make sure to join us also next week on Tuesday. Then we have round 2, and that's going to be a full night of racing, so we should have 4 races in total, and that's about 2 hours of fun and exciting races. But I guess we have to leave it as that at the moment, because nobody joining in the interview room, probably all exhausted of the race. So thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for watching. And it was great fun to see everybody battle. We had a few very nice battles going on. And overall, it was quite interesting. Even though we only had 11 cars on grid at the end, it was a great race to watch, and I really enjoyed it. So looking forward to next Tuesday when we have round 2 of the Belgian F4 Championship. So good night and see you all next week. Goodbye.